I'm gonna get mine. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown. It's your fool, bitch. So just step back. I'm mad that when I come down straight, I thought you were my. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. I'm back on the scene, it's time to get mean. I'm a lean, revolution machine. For what people stay, they sway. For today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line, and you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with?
Chief Cicero.
Let's roll.
Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, man. It's Thursday. Welcome to the Ignorance is No Excuse podcast. This is our new set. And if I could open this thing up, I think we'll be all right. All right. Oh my God. What is going on here? Let me stop that sharing. I hope you could see everything here. Let me change the camera angle here. It's a little better. There we go. This is our new set. It's pretty amazing. Pretty cool, man. So we got a lot to get to today. I want to play Chief Cicero. We have more audio from Chief Cicero. Absolutely ridiculous that he would match the energy of someone like Chris and spend time on the phone trying to gaslight somebody who's probably just as crazy as he is. They're both of them are just going at it with each other. It's absolutely radio gold. You got to hear this. Just going at it left and right. This audio is unbelievable. We also have Bongholio in the crosswalk. We had Joey Lyons in the crosswalk. It was pretty insane at the council meeting. I want to thank everyone who came out. Michelle, everyone who came out. It went over very, very well. We had a song. We had a good exhibition of the. You can see it right here. This is what we brought to the council. It's pretty cool, man. So I want to get to Chief Cicero though, because this stuff here, This stuff is just amazing, and we have another. This guy's ridiculous. Where is it? All right, this is part 2. All right, hold on. You probably can't hear this yet.
Can I talk to the chief again?
Who's calling?
Lavalette Press.
I don't know if you can hear this. Yeah, you should be able to hear this.
Chief of Police.
So what about these fabricated police reports? Did you want to have internal affairs about that, or have
The what?
fabricated police reports? You guys are forcing Tom Harrington to lie on paper and corrupting these younger officers. You're not worried about any of that?
No.
No.
It's been investigated, so it's no problem that there's video that
I'm not
that
worried.
goes totally against what
Oh,
the
good.
Justin Lamb and Tom and Crisali all wrote down.
Is that matter still pending court?
Yeah, of course. That all should be dismissed.
I'm not going to discuss that.
You know, it should have been dismissed years ago. So what do you?
Yeah.
You tell me I
should be found guilty.
You tell me I should be in jail for what? Guilty of what?
Because you got arrested again while you're.
I could get arrested. I could get arrested at any time if not convicted of anything. What do you? But what? Why should I go?
Read the.
Why should I be
bail
in jail?
Guidelines.
Why should I?
Oh man, wow. And that's just, hold on. That's only part 2. Hold on. It gets even worse. It's part 2. This is part 3. Where is this one here? Unbelievable that the chief would take time out of his day like this to do this. Time out of his day. Here we go. Part 3.
You think I should go to jail?
Read the bail reform guidelines.
Why should I go to jail when I'm not convicted of anything?
Read the bail reform guidelines.
No, but tell me what I did. What did I do why I should be in jail?
Read.
I mean, you can say that over and over again, but
Read.
why do you think I should go to jail?
Read the bail reform guidelines.
But you think I did? You think I did anything that deserves to be sent to jail for?
Read.
When you're on release from pending charges, yes.
These charges are all garbage, bro. They're all garbage. It's all for video recording.
Alright.
Because I picked up a
What do you
sign.
need? I'm busy, so what do you need?
Well,
Alright.
because I picked up a
What do you
sign.
need? I'm busy, so what do you need?
I mean, that's part of it. If I
I'm busy. I'm busy, so what do you need?
well,
I'm busy, so what do you need?
well, I mean that's part.
I'm busy, so what do you need?
Well,
I'm busy, so I'm busy, so I'm busy, so.
Mikey, can you hear that?
Yeah.
I'm busy. I can't spend 2 hours on the phone with you tonight.
Yeah, you sound busy.
He's so busy. Hold on, I gotta flush. I gotta do a courtesy flush. Hold on, I'm busy.
What is this, like hour 2 of their conversation? Or is this the beginning of a new one?
Hold on, I have to masturbate for the 4th time today. I'm busy. Hold on.
Yeah, ew.
Chief Lecicero, I'm still on the phone. Chief Lecicero, I'm on the phone. Chief Lecicero, what do you do all day?
He's watching right now, Lefty.
What do you do all day, Chief Lecicero? You brought this on yourself.
He's watching right now as we speak.
Now you're a character in our diorama. You're going to be a character for the rest of your life. You're going to be one of our characters now because of how you guys acted in La Valette, like a bunch of children. You
Right.
acted more immature than us.
He's
More
the only
immature than us.
He's the only police chief in La Valette who had a secondary chief at the same time, because the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office had a chief of police that was running La Valette before they handed back the keys to the house.
Yeah, well, they're coming back. They're coming back. Believe me, they're coming back because you guys.
Ocean County Prosecutor's Office is about to take over La Valette Police Department again.
and you're about to get sued for a boatload of money because you guys are just stupid and just going against your oath to the Constitution. You guys are not even doing real police work in Lavalette. It's a police farce in Lavalette.
Well, Lefty, what do you expect them to do? Run into problems at Christmas dinner and Thanksgiving dinner? You got family. You got to make daddy happy.
Ridiculous. What's some real police work down there?
They don't know what real police work is. You know that.
Don't forget, Daddy gave everyone the job. The police chief is Daddy is Cicero, Mayor Cicero's son. The sergeant is a son, and then you got the Lamb family.
The sergeant that arrested me is his son. The older brother, Christian, is the chief, and the other two arresting officers were Justin and Victoria Lamb, children of robber.
It's a shit show down there, and everybody knows it. Everybody I talk to, they're all like, "Oh yeah, Lavalette. Oh yeah, it's a shit show." Everybody knows it, but they're all like, "Whatever." No, we're not like whatever. We're done.
Yeah, we're not whatever.
We're done. We're done with that town, and we're going to show you what's going on in that town. We're going to expose and watch the cockroaches go flying away because Ephesians 6:12, baby. Ephesians 6:12. That's all I have to say. Here's some more of this wonderful rant from the chief. Here's some more bullying. You want to hear the chief bully somebody with mental illness?
Yeah, let's hear him bully. Let's hear him bully Chris some more.
I mean, that's part of it.
I'm busy, so what do you need?
Hold on, he's busy. He has a courtesy flush.
Super busy.
Because I picked up a sign.
I'm busy, so what do you need?
I gotta do something. Hold on.
So what do you need?
Chief, what are you doing?
I'm busy.
Chief, what are you doing?
Picked up a sign.
I'm busy, so.
I'm busy.
I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm almost there. I'm almost done.
I'm currently busy.
Right
now I'm busy.
Okay, I'm free. Okay, what do you want, Chris?
What do you need?
Oh, I'm busy.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. If I go swimming in the rain, are you gonna like attack me for a beach badge?
Swimming in the rain. Swimming in the rain.
Chris has got some good quotes.
He's the best. You know what? I love him. He's awesome.
I know.
I don't like how the chief is bullying him and egging him on to just say crazy shit. But Chris is doing a great job getting the chief to say dumb, crazy shit. So it's a wash, and we win.
It is. Chris is not dumb.
No, he's not dumb.
Whatever people may think, that man is not stupid. Look what he gets the chief to do.
This is amazing. I don't think this will ever happen again, but it's good.
As long as Chris calls him tomorrow and the next day, it will.
Come on. The chief isn't going to keep entertaining this, is he?
Yes, he is.
What's wrong with him?
That's the only thing they got going on right now. You know?
That's all they got in their life.
That's it.
It's terrible. Come help the blind. Hey, you assholes. Come help the blind people. Come help some disabled vets.
And like Christian LaCicero is trying to get on Chris's Lavalette Boardwalk group on Facebook. And Chris does not want him on there. He won't allow him to be on there. And Christian keeps saying stuff to him like, but I thought you were all about transparency. Yeah. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah. They actually want law enforcement to be on the social media pages.
Yes, he said, yeah. We actually are encouraged. We're actually encouraged to be on social media pages. Encouraged by who? Your dad?
Oh, the CRC wants us to find people that are growing weed for the epileptic children. They're giving us $50 a head to turn in cancer patients to smoking weed illegally, growing weed illegally. Here we go, Chief.
Swimming in the rain.
Swimming in the that's a great sample. Swimming in the rain. Swimming in the rain. That's good.
Swimming in the rain.
Attack me for a beach badge.
Swimming in the rain.
Beach badge.
Swimming in the rain.
You have to sample that, bro.
Yeah, we have to do a couple samples. Let's make a song up.
Swimming in the rain. I'm swimming in the rain. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Swimming in the rain. I don't know what is swimming in the rain up doing.
If I go to the beach when there's no badge checkers, are you gonna like hunt me down for a badge?
Well, you need a badge. at all times. So
Yes, of course they
I mean,
are.
is that
I'm
something
not
you're
going to personally
gonna?
hunt you down.
What's that?
No, I don't personally
I will personally-
enforce.
No, he'll just be on the phone with you for an hour.
I know, right? I'll just talk to you on the phone
Spend an hour with
forever,
you on the
forever. But I won't get involved in
But
beach
no, I
badges.
won't.
No, I don't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I would never. How dare you? You think I would waste my time? Well, yeah. That's what you're doing right now. It's 10 in the morning. What are you doing? Oh, it's 10 in the morning. What are you doing?
Making fun of Chris, telling him to get his life together.
Beach badges, so no, I won't be hunting you down.
Who are you gonna have an officer try to check my badge when there's no badge checkers?
This is funny.
Law enforcement? You can have law enforcement try
I'm
to.
not going to have anybody do anything. I mean,
I'm not gonna have anyone do anything. Just phone calls with you. We're phone friends. That's it. We're phone friends, Chris. We're not real friends. I'm not gonna come with your beach badge. I'm just gonna talk to you on the phone and try to trigger you into saying dumb shit. Phone friends.
you're.
Okay,
I
good.
don't know. You think like.
No, but no, you said that.
Everyone's like.
No, you
like
told me
waiting
that.
around for you, Chris,
No,
like-
you told.
Everyone's waiting around for you, Chris. But nobody cares. You're insignificant.
You're irrelevant.
You're irrelevant. You don't
You're not
mean
even a
anything.
Lavalette resident.
Yeah, you don't live here. Go back to Tom's River, where you're from.
Told me no. I'm just trying to make.
The world has gone on since you lived here. I don't know what you don't get. Like,
World has moved on.
Since you've lived here, the world has moved on. So why don't you move along with it?
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Hold
hang
on.
the phone. Hang the phone up, Chief.
I have to do a courtesy flush again, Chris. Hold on.
I'm like busy.
I'm busy. I'm busy
I'm
with a courtesy
busy.
flush. Hold on.
Why?
no one, you're irrelevant.
You're irrelevant. You're as irrelevant as the dump I just took in the toilet. Let's flush down.
No, it's relevant that I'm safe when I come there, and because I'm. Do you know my ad? I got my ad coming out tomorrow. I have a job in Lavalette. You know that, right?
Great. I'm happy to see that.
You know, I work in Lavalette. Okay, so leave me alone and stop violating my rights.
You're
Hello.
Hi, Christopher. It's Jill from Tom's River Family.
Yeah, it's
How are you?
1726.
I just called it in for you.
Thank you.
Oh, I hope the chief is on
All
hold.
right, so it should be ready in about an hour.
Thank
Is
you
he
so
on
much.
hold? Oh my God.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
wait. You think the chief was waiting for him after he was put
Wait,
on
he's
hold?
gonna wait it out because he wants to know what's going on.
Do you think the
Chris, just
chief
hang-
is waiting on hold? You do?
I think he's waiting on hold
Oh my God.
because he's busy.
He's
He's busy, Lefty.
All right. I think he's waiting too. Unfortunately, I think you're right. I think he's waiting on hold for Chris. The chief has nothing better to do than take courtesy flushes and
Better
call.
not be waiting.
Oh my God. This is your taxpayer money. Here we go.
All right, bye-bye.
Part 4. Hold on. We'll get part 4.
Read the bail reform guidelines.
Hold on. Let's get part 4. Let's see if he hung up. I think he, I don't know. He has a lot of videos since then.
Yeah, he's got a lot of videos. He posts like 3 or 4 a
Line
day.
up with this.
Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is.
Line up with this.
I was just on the phone with the doctor for like the last 30 seconds. I didn't hear. What are you saying? What facts are you talking about?
Oh wow, he did
This,
have
this
them.
narrative you try to promote on your page is not consistent with reality.
Who's not consistent with reality? Chief.
What reality is he talking about?
Whose reality are we talking here? Wow. Wow.
Nobody bothers you. You bother everyone.
You bother everyone. He doesn't bother me. Does he bother you, Mike?
Doesn't bother me at
No, It
all.
doesn't bother me. It wasn't bothering anybody that I saw, except maybe the council. Oh, he means the council and the police.
Oh, the representatives.
Oh,
Okay.
those guys. Oh, yeah. Well, he bothers those guys.
When you make blanket statements like that, it just proves that you're so full of shit.
Nobody bothers you.
I-
You're irrelevant. No one cares about you.
Except for this 2-hour phone call with the chief.
How's he going to say that to any member of the public?
Yeah, really.
What example does that set?
Yeah, you're a public servant. You're bullying somebody. What's going on there? This is like official misconduct, isn't it?
It's unethical.
It's definitely unethical. This is bull. I've met some really good chiefs, man, and chiefs like this make a lot of cops look bad because this is a chief. This is a chief.
And the last town that we went to before Lavalette, the chief was completely on our side. Went out of his way to tell us.
Yes.
So that we're not used to dealing with this kind of a chief. We're actually used to, when you think about it, Lefty, come on. We're actually more used to dealing with like a good chief who supports us. That's actually that's where things are at. Other chiefs that don't, they're not going to get involved. They're not going to pay attention, whatever. But
Oh, there's Jim Miller.
yes.
Hey, Jim Miller. We'll put Chief LeCicero on hold for now.
That's what my mother had.
He's busy anyway.
Oh, he's busy anyway. I hear a TV or so. Is that TV or is that Kathy or is that what's going on there? I hear something.
That was 20 years ago.
Where's my mute?
Where's my view?
Little background noise, Jim.
Let's get back to the chief. So Jim,
My daughter cares. My daughter cares. My customers miss me.
Your daughter doesn't live here.
My customers.
What does it do with here?
Yeah, it does. I have to drive through your town to get to her.
Great.
Through my town.
Drive speed limit.
Through my town.
Sit down on your motorcycle.
No, I'm allowed to stand up on my motorcycle.
Well, I disagree.
Why? Dude, fuck you, okay?
Oh.
Okay, Chris.
And the chief stays with it though. The chief doesn't hang up. This is Chief LeCicero from Lavalette, and he is just putting up.
The chief of police. He's gaslighting, antagonizing.
This guy is ridiculous.
This is how he treats people.
Yeah.
You cannot pull me over for standing up on my motorcycle. So you plan on doing that? So you have your little plan. This is why I'm calling you. You fucking asshole.
I work in an office.
You're exposed. Yeah. Right, but you have your little pawns want to pull me over for standing up on my motorcycle when it's more safe for me to do that?
Chris.
You're not. You can't tell me to sit down on my motorcycle. You piece of shit.
Suggestion.
No.
What is going on here? What am I missing?
You don't know. Do you ride a motorcycle? So shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Do you ride a motorcycle? So do you ride a Honda Helix? Have you ever ridden a Honda Helix?
I wouldn't. I have respect for myself. I wouldn't ride something like that.
So you're trying to insult me, bro. You're a piece of shit police chief.
I can't believe the chief stays on the phone with him. Why would a chief stay on the phone with somebody who's saying all this stuff to you?
Who's telling him he's busy?
And he's busy. The chief is busy. The chief is busy. Wow. We keep going?
Good.
This is good.
You're a piece of shit police chief. Okay? You're a piece of shit. You don't deserve your fucking job. Go fuck yourself.
Wow.
Hang up the phone, you piece of shit.
Whoa.
You fat piece of shit. Will you take a drug test today?
This is what you're doing with your life.
Will you take a drug test? Yeah, I'm seeing if it's safe for me to ride through. I'm investigating the chief
The
of
chief
police.
should hang the
who's a
phone
piece
up.
of.
The chief should not entertain this.
Right. Why would you entertain
He should have hung the phone up like 20 minutes ago.
The chief is unprofessional.
Shit.
Honestly.
I'm trying to see if it's safe for me to ride through Lavalette. Obviously, it's not because you have your little plan to pull me over for standing up on my motorcycle.
That's all I'm saying. No, I'm saying just follow the laws. That's all.
What law? Yeah. Okay. So what law says I can't video record in a library?
The public. Listen, 99% of the public
What?
follows the laws, and guess what? They have zero contact with police. It's
What?
amazing. They have no contact with the police.
Okay. So it has nothing to do with the Lavalette police.
Mind blowing. When you just follow the laws, you don't have to have contact with police.
Really? Well, so when I go to the
Police
beach,
stations,
when
you
I
don't have to have contact with police.
You're like you. I need to call Pez. I think.
You should try it
I think.
sometime.
I think I should call
You try
Pez.
it.
I should call Pez on you. You're acting
You should try it
irrational.
sometime.
I should call Pez on you.
Follow the laws.
I'm calling Pez. I'm calling Pez on you. You're acting irrational.
Police station, and you won't deal with police.
What
Very
about
simple.
when I walk to the beach and Ryan Tolko, Mike Monica, Ray Toscano are there every single day? What?
I mean,
That's contact with the police every single day of my life. What about when you're sitting on the corner waiting for me for my seatbelt for years? You shut the fuck up, bro. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Will you take a drug test today?
Never.
Will you submit a urine sample today?
I don't owe you anything.
No, you owe the people. You're acting irrational. You're like flipping out.
I'm not acting irrational.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
flipping out.
You're insulting
I'm not-
me. You're saying
you
you.
don't like you and the truth. You have a problem with the truth. You don't like the truth.
What is the truth?
That's the facts.
That my motorcycle is not dignified enough for you to ride?
Yes.
What the fuck?
You're the chief of police insulting me. You tell me I can't surf.
I prefer
I-
American-made motorcycles. Sorry.
I don't care what you prefer. People have rights. I have rights. No, I have.
I can't believe this.
It's so entertaining.
This is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry for
Entertaining,
coughing.
but the whole thing is garbage.
It's absurd. The chief spends time out of his day doing this. Like, what does he do all day?
Who
Right.
was I listening to?
You know who you're listening to? Well, who you're listening to, Chris, the person talking to the chief. He is the only other person in the history of Lavalette who was arrested for recording a public meeting. So there was 3 people. It was me, Steve, and Chris was the first one.
Man, I'll tell you, that was I couldn't believe the chief stayed on with him that long at all. You piece of shit, you're nothing but a piece of shit. You're fucking,
F
It's-
you.
He stayed on the phone.
Since when does anybody gain anything by speaking, whether it's truth or fiction? It's like why I'm speechless. I mean, it's sort of like I would never hold hands with him going anywhere. I would never represent anything with him anywhere near me ever. No, I mean, seriously, can you imagine if you were making some point somewhere in a conversation like this and he's, it's that was like really bad form.
And now, Jim, the chief is
I
so
don't
the
know.
guy, the one that arrested me, the mayor's son. He's the
Yeah.
sergeant. He was the sergeant who arrested me. His
Yeah.
older brother is the chief. You
Oh, his
see how-
older brother is a chief.
Yeah. So you see how tight.
So it's a whole, yeah, that's tight.
I told you this is a thug family operation. So you have
Oh, it is. But
yes. The chief is the son of the mayor, and so is the sergeant.
But being thug on thug, like, okay, I can out thug you and fuck you, you piece of shit, you're nothing but a scumbag, hey, scumbag.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work. It's when you're right. If you can't outsmart the mayor and his 2 sons, if you can't predict how they're going to go and actually outsmart them at one point, there's no you can be right as you want. This is about public perception. If that was played at a general public, if you want to do some fundraising and you play that, you're going to play to an empty house.
Right.
That's my opinion. I mean, I'm just saying, I see
Yeah, it's not helpful. And either
hey, I can swear and do that. I mean, this is not a special, there's no special fucking talent,
Right.
But maybe I'm at the wrong meeting. I don't know.
but the chief is sticking with it. Why wouldn't the chief hang up? That's what's the question. here.
Okay, look at what I just said. There's one possible answer. How much rope do you want to give somebody to hang themselves? A
Right.
little or a lot?
He wants to gather evidence.
Technically, you'd want to give them a little, otherwise they'd hit the ground and run.
Yeah,
So
he's
that's-
gathering evidence. That's what he's doing. He's
They're-
trying to gather
They're
evidence. 'cause
both
he's a cop.
doing it. They're both doing it. Chris is
Yeah.
doing it, and Chief is
Yes.
doing it.
I'm just saying, I mean, I understand being angry, but there's ground to be gained by finding, I mean, if the guys, I don't know anything about them, so, I'm out of place here probably. But if you don't know something like, something specific, okay, they're a thug family, and there are examples, but somehow standing on a motorcycle isn't the one that people are going to go, yeah, why can't you fucking do that?
But you know what? But Jim, and I
Yeah.
think we're all in agreement that, like, his tactics and this and that, we all, he's got personal stuff going on. He's got some mental health stuff. We all do, whatever.
Yeah.
But that doesn't, that's why the chief should terminate the call. He should not entertain that. He should
No,
not gaslight him. He should not trigger him.
That's ammunition for him, Mike. He
know,
can
but-
use that. This is he can show this and play it anywhere he wants to say, I've been as listening as I can be. When he wants to shut it down, he's going to use this to say, this is what I've been going through. Look how long I stayed on. I'm not going to do this anymore. First time you back him into a corner, that's what he's going to do. Watch. Well, I'll just listen. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn.
No, think about it like this though, Jim. Pat Duff reached out to Chief LaCicero, the same guy we're hearing on this phone call, and he refuses to speak to Pat Duff, but yet he talks to Chris for. There's multiple videos of him talking.
He won't.
To Chris.
Why won't he speak to Pat?
Because he knows Pat's an investigative journalist. He knows that Pat's going to ask him questions that he doesn't want to answer.
He's also not going to act like that.
Right.
Pat Duff, he doesn't have to do that. He's exactly what I was talking about. He would rather deal with this abuse than somebody who's will not let go. He's a freaking mayor slayer. Would you want to deal with him? I wouldn't.
No,
shit.
No,
he's
no,
the
no.
first. He's the first one I would send in at a time like that. That's why he can't get in.
Yes,
He's it. He's the top. He's the top of that totem pole.
Yep.
So you're lucky to have him taking the interest in the things he does, because you're going to be well represented and well researched.
For sure, 100%. When we all went to the meeting and we all spoke, we had what was it, a 3-minute time? It was a 3-minute time limit.
Egg timer, yeah, it was 3 minutes.
Yeah, and if we hit the 3 mark, they were capping it.
He was looking at it like shaking it.
Chris was speaking very similar to the way you're hearing him on the phone right now with the chief. So they just let him keep talking. And I think we were all, I'm not speaking for everyone else, but I know I was like, please just cut his time off. It's been over 3 minutes. Please tell him his time is up. But they let him continue to speak because of the stuff he was saying.
It's this family has been a tight-knit bag of douchebags longer than we've been alive. Well, not me, but some of us. Okay, you know what I'm saying, though. Relatively speaking, he's got more experience doing what he does than we do. And if we think we know more than we do, and it's so easy to fall into his trap, he's baiting. And, it was artful. I prefer American. It's I'm sorry, that's why I laughed at that. It was like that was all part of it. You know what it is? I've been watching Suits. I don't know if you've ever seen that on Netflix, but it's actually has stuff to do with how you advocate. I mean, it's about lawyers, and it's not like it's going to win any cinematography or incredibly written scripts, and but I find myself that part of my considering things like that. And I have a problem with that because I tend to get personally involved, and I just love the times when I'm that right, when I can be right. Like when I picketed Frank Pallone's house at night with a wheelchair where he lives, Congressman Pallone, his wife, and when they came at me about a little after midnight, after I'd been there 5 hours, didn't see a police car. 5 hours. The police were like, don't ride by. I don't know what they had in store for me. And I was so right. It was sort of like when the big guy got out and put on his gloves with the fingers cut out, and he's got his black leather jacket, and he's a really big guy, and there's 3 police cars from 2 directions, maybe about 4 others standing around. And when he did that, they backed up. And it was just like he said, you're going to have to leave. And I'd say, and? What do you mean, and? I said, and you're supposed to say, you're going to have to leave or I'll place you under arrest. And you really want to say it twice, because if you do it once, I can go to court and say, I really didn't understand you. So, and it was fun. I didn't have to be angry. I knew I was right. I knew it was going to end well, and I didn't want to ruin it by getting in a useless debate. It's not going to move the needle anywhere. It's not going to move the needle. If it's not going to move the needle, why do it?
Yep. No, I know exactly what you're saying. I get it. I totally get it.
Mike, you just got like a really unique situation, and I'm living vicariously through your situation there. It's sort of like, I guess you can tell I'm really enjoying it. I want you to be able to do what you're doing because you're smart and you're capable of seeing the playing field, whether it's the playing field you like or not, and like you were saying before, it's like you're very careful to keep your demeanor, your bass and your voice down, and that works wonders, And
Yeah,
ask Lefty compared to his experience at the Cory Booker thing. I'm sorry, Lefty. There's got to be a statute of limitations on not having a good laugh now and then.
you can have a good laugh now. The time is
Yeah,
up.
I know
The
that.
but I
statute
got
of
a camera.
limitations,
But yeah,
it's
but
2 years and it's over.
But
Yeah.
my point is, yours didn't even come close to going that way. And to me, how much time was between I'm going to tell you one last time and then tell okay, you're under arrest.
Less than a second.
That was my impression.
Yes,
So
less than a second.
it's sort of like halt or I'll bang,
Jim,
shoot.
Jim, if I didn't know that they were the way they were, I would have reacted. I would have expressed myself emotionally. But
you gained ground. You won. You would have lost so much if you did anything other than what you did. You were perfect.
That's why, if anyone who watches that video, most people would say, "What the hell, Mikey? What? Mikey was in rare form. Why was he not upset?" Because Mikey knows how to get arrested when you do it.
Yeah.
When you're getting arrested and it's a
Right.
wrongful arrest and you've done nothing wrong, Mikey knows how to handle it.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten arrested 3 times on purpose, and I was real sure to certainly not leave any room for error as far as that went. I got outsmarted though, but it wasn't because I did anything wrong. I got outsmarted, not realizing that when I got to court with Cheryl as my witness, that they would pull something like she's too sick and incapacitated for our nursing staff to take care of her, so you have to have somebody take care of her. She's not allowed in the courtroom because that would taint the jury, and I would be in that courtroom maybe 10 hours a day with breaks. I wasn't prepared, and they were planning a 4-day trial, and just to separate us, they were smart. It was like they arrested me for trying to explain something to her, and when they did it again. Would you like us to help you get back in your chair? And she thought that when they dragged me away, she was under arrest too, and they outsmarted us. They said, "Or would you like us to get you back in your chair?" Okay, she's all by herself. The hall's been cleared. There's a bunch of people, either uniforms or white coats. She's laying down. She can't move but her head. There's one answer. Well, yeah, well, and that was consent to leave. So that's how they played me.
Well, you know what? Everybody gets outsmarted.
But it wasn't because I lost my cool. I didn't do that. I can live with being outsmarted. I can live with not being the smartest guy in the hallway at that moment.
You know what? Honestly, Jim, I can totally live with that as well, because it's a learning experience.
Yeah,
it's a much more learning experience than if it's the other way around, where you're doing the teaching. What gets me is if I'm ever in a situation, and it's not outsmarting, that wouldn't do that for me. Being fearful.
Well,
being fearful of negative consequences is what would do it for me at the most, or whatever.
Yeah.
I still have a very bad taste in my mouth over when me and Lefty went to Englewood, and we went to the post office. The officer wanted our IDs, and I did not want to get arrested that night. I had a lot of reasons why I didn't want to, and I wanted to go home. And I gave him my ID, and I hate it to this day. I hate that I did that to this day.
Why?
Well, because it left a bad taste in my mouth for many reasons. Because the people in the post office said that we were harassing them because we used a wheelchair ramp to get into the post office. We bought stamps, so we were conducting business. And the thing is, the Englewood Police Department, as far as I know, they don't have a contract with the post office. They don't have jurisdiction, you know? So any police department that has jurisdiction in a post office has to have a contract they have to have a contract. Otherwise, they don't have the jurisdiction. And we basically let a cop run our pockets who doesn't have jurisdiction over a post office over an issue that we were doing nothing wrong, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that gets me.
Why
It's
would
not
I be?
being that smart.
Why
Being
would I?
that smart, I learned
Yeah.
I
from it.
feel
Yeah, but
dirty.
that's why
I
I'm.
feel dirty, yes.
That's why I'm smiling. If it didn't leave a bad taste in your mouth, you wouldn't have learned shit from it. The fact that it does is what keeps you from wanting to do it again. And yet nobody got hurt. You had to eat shit and shit don't taste good, but you didn't lose an arm and a leg. Nobody you
But-
cared about got pushed around. You
But
know,
you know what
you
I-
absorbed it.
You know what I learned from that guy, Officer Barrett in Englewood, is don't let anyone scare you. Don't ever let anyone scare you.
Yeah,
You know,
if you can couple that
not like that.
with it making so much sense that when that times, because scared is an emotion, you know, and it's sort of like sometimes it happens. It'd be like you shouldn't feel like that. What? You shouldn't feel like that? You feel how you feel. You know, you know it may not make sense, but you still feel that way. So it's like I get scared, but what I was talking about before, I was scared of what's going on with Cheryl. And that Dr. Kevorkian was having MS patients were his main patient, about every other patient for like a year period, you know? So like, I like the idea of having alternatives, and everything we did was an alternative. So I was afraid of being afraid. I don't know if you might wrap your mind around that. That's what, if I'm afraid, you know, I want to be that relief valve for the situation. So then, that's why I'm living vicariously through you. There are things I wouldn't call it afraid, but like I was saying, in that situation, if somebody told me to stop filming and I knew it was going to mean my arrest, for a lot of reasons, you know, 71, I'm having a lot of good time goofing off. You know, to be involved for something that should have long range implications. I got other shit. I'm a real specialist. It's about home birth for patients. So if something, but for that, I got one more left in me. I do. I'm ready to play it, but I'm not looking to. But you know how liberating that is, that whatever I'm doing between now and then, when that point comes, welcome to my world. Speaking of that,
What's happening?
what's going on with your, what's going to be your legal reaction to having been arrested for filming in the municipal thing there?
Well, right now, as it stands, I have to get these charges dropped or dismissed. So I'm hopeful. Like, Steve filed a motion and it wasn't denied. I'm filing a similar motion. I'm hopeful that best case scenario would be they wind up dismissing it, throwing it out before I have to go through too much of the motions with everything or whatever. But most likely what I suspect will happen is they won't, you know, drop it. They'll deny the motion. I think ultimately that's what they'll wind up doing. And they might just, maybe they'll let it go at the very end. I don't know. You know, this is the thing, Jim. I've been getting a lot of information as all this has been going on, with people doing some inside work, stuff like that. And as it stands right now, they know they stepped in a big pile of shit. They know they're fucked. So ultimately, what I always wanted to make sure happened was that they don't do this to other people, that they don't just, you know, they have to remove that policy. Ultimately, what happened, what needs to happen or whatever. But what I need to do for myself is, like, I'm not a lawyer, you know, I don't know, I can't do a trial. I do need to get legal representation to get a lawyer to just win this shit, you know, just get it thrown out, get it dismissed, whatever it may be. And then from then, you know, I can then take the next step or whatever. But that's where I stand right now with my legal representation or whatever. I'm trying to raise some funds. I'm trying to get a lawyer to represent me, so I don't have to do it myself. I shouldn't have to do it myself, but unfortunately, I don't have the money to hire a lawyer. A lawyer would get this solved. That's what I believe. You're on mute, Jim. You're on mute, Jim. Can't hear you.
Yeah, man, I was messing with you. I was just going to do hand signs and get doing it in,
But ultimately, Jim, the end game with all of this is to make sure that people aren't arrested for filming in public. This was already decided in the Supreme Court ruling. Nobody should be treated like that. Just because they have a thug family operation going on and they don't have to abide by not only law, but Supreme Court law. That's how they operate.
Okay, I forgot. How long do you have to get a lawyer? What's the time frame? I mean, in a normal scenario,
I don't know, but a regular, like how this would play out in court and everything like that, the time frame shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm trying to find ways to share the story of what's going on,
Yeah, and Jim, I really, really, really appreciate your support, man.
Well,
You have no idea. And listen, in times like this, right?
I'm doing this sort of thing. I'm doing that to help you.
You have no idea how good this support feels. And it's times like this because I don't ask for help. I don't even know how to ask for help. But if I'm ever going to do it, it's not because it's like I'm not taking care of myself and I can't pay my bills or this, that, or whatever. I would, this is just very different with what's going on in my life. And if this means something to other people, I'm okay with asking for help because I expect that the people that would help, they would understand what I'm going through. This is something very different. And it's not, this is not an expense I could have ever been ready for or whatever. No. But ultimately, in the end, I know everything will be resolved. They screwed up. I walked into a public meeting filming, which I do every time I go to a meeting. I was arrested this time. I need to make sure this plays out in my favor. That's all.
You were arrested with a 1 second in between. And again, that's like halt, bang, or I'll shoot. You need to take a breath. And to say, I'm going to tell you one last time, can't lead to, it still would have, but
the main thing was they wanted me out of the meeting. Yeah. When they processed me and they processed Steve, and when we were all done, they let us out. The meeting had just ended.
They could have just let you get. They could have got you out of there and said, "Okay, listen, we're going to let this slide this time, but you're going to have to ahead of time arrange for that. We have that in place, and hope that you could go away." But they didn't. They're processing,
And also
they've gone too far.
We also had prior approval. We had prior approval. That's what a lot of people do not realize.
Well, okay, me either. I didn't realize.
Yes. Well, the thing is that
it's not my fault, man.
Steve got prior approval. He got prior approval. He got it.
Okay, so he did. He did, but you didn't.
Well, no, but they knew someone would be there filming.
Yeah, but he got arrested too. So he's like,
well, right.
He got arrested after they gave him prior approval. They
gave him prior approval on the 10th. Yeah. Or the 14th, I'm sorry. Yeah. And we were both arrested on the 24th. So 10 days before the meeting. And he was sent back an email saying the rules and procedures or whatever. Don't impede traffic, make sure you're, not blocking any entrances and stuff like that. The reasonable restrictions portion in that Supreme Court ruling is for stuff just like that. It's so no other issues can be violated.
Well, I'm going to a thing at the Union Hall in Berlin, Hugh and Company. Actually, he's not the one arranging it. He's got somebody doing that tomorrow. I never know. I got to 1 till whatever, but it's cannabis friendly. It's all about cannabis. It's like $5 to get in. I guess that's to cover the fact that Union Hall maybe has to do something like that. but Hugh, yes, it's tomorrow. And I'll ask Ken, is there any reason why he couldn't at least get in touch with whoever he gets in touch with at the ACLU to weigh in on this,
Yeah.
because this should be right up their alley. And if anything, sometimes they'd say, well, we're not going to be doing it, but we can certainly give advice. In other words, if you had a lawyer, the lawyer could ask them, how, for their expertise in such matters. I would think they have them. And Ken's got a medium good relationship with everybody like that. And we've worked together at the ACLU for like 15 years. So it doesn't hurt. It's all,
No, I know.
you gotta
And
like
and the reason
over.
why I say, that we had pre-approval was because Steve got it and I was meeting
Yeah.
Steve at the meeting. So I was going to sit with him
Yeah.
and I was going to film with him. And he had showed up at 6:58, 2 minutes before the meeting, and they arrested him. They've always said that they only need 1 minute prior to the meeting to have the pre-approval. Why they wouldn't grant you that approval?
Well,
you walked in, in the first 10 minutes,
Why-
you missed the mark.
why does it have to happen before the meeting? Why can't they, if they can
Happen
grant?
during the meeting. If it can happen
it-
1 minute before the meeting, right? That means that they're not going to deny it.
Yeah, okay, you have
no
3 minutes to talk. How about using one of those 3 minutes to give you the permission to film the last 2 minutes of your talk? It
And
only take,
And what would be the basis of them denying it? Could they ever come up with any reasonable reason why they would deny it? So if the answer is no, why are we asking for permission?
this is why you
That
need.
means they'll deny it?
No, this is when a lawyer would say, as good as that is, that's not going to do anything in court. And you'd have somebody say, okay, because I don't know that playing field, but hey, if he does this, why can't I do that?
That's why I need it. And that's why I
Doesn't
can't represent myself with this one. This is too big of a thing.
Seriously, you have, everybody has to be smart enough. Well, when to go to a doctor and you have a pain, you can look it up, but in a legal situation, you can't be taking advice from people who are not lawyers. And even within that, within the field that you need. I mean, you don't need somebody that's a corporate business lawyer with a case like this. There's people who do this. I mean, lawyers, because this happens to not the filming thing, but it's the same principles that will and won't work in court, where the judge will and won't allow, and and what you might expect. And that's why I want to help you get money, so that you can at least have enough money to get it, pay for advice if you need to from somebody you want as a lawyer. But this is something that other people need to weigh in on. I mean, I don't think enough people know about it. I mean, they kind of know.
They don't. I mean, to be honest, Jim.
Well, I see, but that's, I can help with that.
If I'm being totally honest, I don't think too many people kind of care. You know what I mean? People
Not that many have to. Not that many have to, though.
Exactly. Like, I get it for so many reasons. There's so many reasons why I totally understand why, like, no one cares. Like, people got lives to live, and they got their families, and they got these, this isn't something they're worried about at all.
Okay.
I will say I've been shocked at the bit of support that I've had. It's been overwhelming. I didn't really expect it.
Listen, I've reread what I wrote, and right along these lines, I think this is about, in effect, one of the tenets of a democracy is what we're talking about. And people will shake their heads. Well, yeah, the real democracy, and if the kind of thing we're supposed to be, it wouldn't be like this, and it would have been all, and to get people interested, I made, of course, the capital letter assertion that there's a lot of Republicans flying the flag of democracy at every opportunity, and that this is about democracy, and they fly at what I call that flag of democracy. And the Democratic Party named their party after democracy. Oh, democracy, we're Democrats, democracy crats, So it's like, okay, here's one thing the right and the left should agree on: governmental overreach. Okay, I don't care if it is, it's you want people to feel that, because yeah, at some point everybody doesn't want to go yes sir and bow their head and walk away when they know they shouldn't have to, and that's worth $5.
I agree with that. I
Y-
could
y-
listen, Jim. I love the way you worded that. It was worded so good. I didn't have the time this week yet to even respond to it, like and articulate it properly.
Well,
You know,
this is, if you want to
wording and
talk
everything
about
like that.
democracy and
But
the government this and the government's weaponizing and everything's going blah,
Right.
blah, blah. Hey, Mikey's getting railroaded over fucking
Yes.
trying to film at a council
Yes,
meeting.
and I will- and
Why?
I-
It's about disability access. It's not even about cannabis.
Right, and I will fight. And you know me, Jim.
It's
I will
got it
fight
all.
this. Jim. I will fight this. I'm not backing down on
but
this. Any help is greatly appreciated. But I
the
will
best
not
that's
bow
why you-
down to this.
That's why you can fight, is to make sure you have a lawyer. And do your digging and looking around and stuff. I mean, maybe there's a piece of a puzzle somewhere you don't have that'll help. I don't know. I'm watching Suits. I'm on the season 8 starting a little later on here tonight.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. But it's all about that. I mean, it's sort of like, well, then you got to make them want that. Well, then you got to make them forget about that. There's always something. And I think you can make them want to make you just go the fuck away, and
Yep.
what will it take? And, it's sort of like, well, you don't even have to make it. I think it deserves, money for your trouble. I mean, a penalty. So it's like either an open ass admission of guilt publicly. Okay, just admit you're wrong too, or you don't have to admit you're wrong, because I could use $12,500 because I got some lawyers' fees, and I expect I might be getting some more in the future if stuff like this happens again. Whatever. Because to me, that's something that when somebody fucks up, Ben Mazzell in Wisconsin always had a lawsuit in the pipeline. It was hilarious. I mean, they were at various stages. He was like Donald Trump getting indicted. There was just always shit in the pipeline coming and going. And he made money by being right. He personified, I mean, I don't know, you look up Ben Mazzell in Wikipedia, he's one of the original like yippie type guys of the late 60s and stuff. But
also, Jim, that ordinance that they have, it's like their rules and regulations, but it's not codified. There's no municipal code. If
Yeah.
it had been, that's why they would have
all in your favor. If you were a lawyer, all in your favor.
Right, and I'm glad you just said that, because that's exactly the point. If I'm not Mikey in this situation, I'm just some regular Joe. Think of how this plays out right now. Regular Joe is getting beat down by the Lavalette police and is doing nothing about it. And they're going to have their way with it.
Well, I'm going to be talking about this a lot tomorrow, because it's going to be a cross section of a lot of different people there. And this is what I do. So I have something to talk about. And I got 5 hours of getting high with people and find how it relates eventually. And I come in from the side, like, wow, I never thought of it that way. It's I get to do that. I know there's going to be other things coming up, especially after September, where I have to be getting out and about because it's election season. And I feel like I'm the piper, and it's time to pay the piper for a few people. Yeah, one email trail was going to be up on patientsgrowNJ.com for a good example of how it works.
Yo, send Steve the link to the podcast. Lefty.
Okay.
He wants to join.
was thinking I might want to go to a Phillies game when the Angels are in town so I could watch the unicorn Shohei Ohtani in person. And then I could learn to yell out something in Japanese. And because like in all my years of following Major League Baseball, holy crap, just thought I'd share that with you.
So I think Steve's going to be jumping on with us. One thing I'm glad about is, for what it's worth, I know it sucks that we both got arrested, but I'm glad that Steve was arrested with me.
Yeah.
Only because I could never be in a better situation than like having Steve be involved with this whole thing or whatever. And I've told Steve this. I'm grateful for the fact that, as unfortunate as this is, I'm grateful for the fact that like he was there too, and I was with them and stuff, because this is a brutal battle from here on out. And Steve, he's blown my mind with how on top of his game he's been with all this shit. And just super proud to see that and up close and stuff.
Yeah, so I charged Adam Lecessero with deprivation of civil rights, and I laid everything out. I left the court clerk wasn't there yesterday, so I left them a letter in their mailbox that's charging Adam. He doesn't have qualified immunity, like you guys were saying. So there is no ordinance. It's not codified. It's just their rules. So I got the resolution, and in the resolution it says you have to ask the clerk for permission to speak at the meeting, which we did, and the BA also agreed that we did. So they're just overzealous with what they do, and they don't have any legal argument to back up what they did. So they know they're fucked now.
I like that summation.
I mean, I got the resolution. It's a rule. It's guidelines. We followed the guidelines. We emailed them saying we're going to record all future meetings. He sent me over the guidelines, pretty much saying good to go. And the BA actually said they didn't know that we did it anonymously. So, well, it doesn't matter if we did it anonymously because the Supreme Court's on our side, and it says that you can't do ad hoc things such as their resolution. It's got to be codified, whatever you do. And it's not a reasonable restriction to ask that if you could record a public meeting, which you're entitled to as a right and not a privilege.
Yeah, that was the whole point of the Supreme Court ruling. That was the whole point of all of this, and if they say, again, not to repeat myself, but I don't know if you heard me before, Steve, if you were listening or whatever, if they allow it 1 minute before the meeting, then how would they disallow it? What would be their reasons to say you're not eligible? We're going to say no.
So I think they've actually told Chris Angiulo he can't record one time he asked, which is illegal. They can't do that. It's all about control. So the perceived action that you have to ask them permission, and they, with asking permission, that would imply that they can deny you too, and they denied Chris. So that's illegal.
Right. If they denied it, it would be illegal. That's why the whole thing is like what.
Well, I spoke to John Bennett, the BA, and he said the reason we were allowed to record that last meeting is because he told them all, you can't do this. So I don't perceive any future meetings in that town that they're going to do what they did. And as Sergeant Adam Lecessero said to me, I'm advised not to speak to you because they know they fucked up. They know they have no legal leg to stand on. So at the end of the day, it's going to either be dropped or we're going to have, and that's why we want legal representation, so we can get this dropped as quickly as possible so we have our lawsuit on 1983 to go through and sue them federally, and they don't have qualified immunity, and we can stop this from happening in other places. Like I've heard it happens in Linden, which they should be learning from this.
Yeah, I heard that too, Linden.
Yeah, so I'm not on.
I heard that too, but I don't believe it. I only knew that Lavalette was good for it. I don't believe any other town would do that. I mean, who knows? But
I didn't think they were going to do it either. I thought they were going to puff their chest, which other towns have done to me, and then at the end of the day, they throw their hands up and say we can't do anything. He's right.
right.
We can't restrict. I've had signs up, saying, dump the mayor. I've had signs saying fuck, the council president. There's nothing that they could do. It's Cone versus California. It's Roosevelt versus New Jersey. It doesn't matter that the rules that say proper decorum and you can't curse. It's already been ruled on that you can.
What a shit show. I really wonder what they're going to do with future meetings with recording.
I don't see them doing anything because
I hope they've already killed it.
They have to, because if you do it again, if they arrest somebody again, we're not Chris Angiulo that, we're all over the place. We're lockstep. We've already filed. I just filed a 2C charge on the sergeant. We've already filed motion to dismiss it. We've already filed tort claims. So these are all legal documents that whether they like us or not, they have to now deal with. They can't just ignore those. It's not like Chris Angiulo saying, where's my body worn camera video footage? You guys don't give them to me. We're actually doing legal documents, and if they don't give me the body worn cameras because they asked for his too, then I just sue. So they could deal with that legally, and then they could tell their constituents where they're losing all their money from. I mean, they have to look at it going, we really fucked up, at how much is this going to cost the township, or how much is this going to cost us? And then they're going to have to deal with the constituents of them saying, what the hell's going on? But, most constituents don't give a shit. They'll vote them back in, and Lavalette, is a shore town. So, what maybe 10 people go to the meetings. Yeah, most of them, own their houses and rent them out. So most of them don't live there. That's why they have the township, the employees have whatever power that they have, because they just walk in there. The township has that certain power because nobody really deals with the township.
Yeah,
so they get to do what they want.
That town hall is a family reunion for everybody there. That's what it is.
Oh, it's incestuous. Somebody should make a picture with the three of them in bed together, the father and the two sons. Incestuous.
Yeah, they run that shit.
It's in their best interest to make you go away. I mean, I would be surprised if they don't drop it. I don't know. I'm surprised they haven't already.
I filed the motion, and I had all sound legal arguments in there with court cases, and the judge, and then he started saying something about the prosecutor, and his response is, well, I just sent it to you today. Had the prosecutor respond to it? And he goes, oh, he didn't. So now we'll deal with this the next meeting. Well, if you're denying it based on nothing besides, I guess, your opinion, I have no faith in the fact that he's going to approve it and dismiss it unless the prosecutor agrees to it. And the way in my experience, government doesn't go after government. So this prosecutor is going to try to protect the town from lawsuits, and it's going to try to protect the police department and try to make believe that they're going to go gung-ho on us until the trial date. And the trial date, he'll dismiss it at the last second because he's not going to get that loss. But if we get a competent attorney on board, I think he can have it dismissed immediately.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do right now. That's where we're at with everything. Trying to raise some funds.
Well, I have all day, 5-6 hours tomorrow where I'm going to be, where this will be of interest to the people there. And it's odd having it at a union hall. It has nothing to do with union except for it's all cannabis related, and there'll be a lawyer or two or three there most likely, but people that could just pass on the gist of this, to see if there's a lawyer that might be interested in the first place, right? I mean, like people that might be, not people I would know, but I know the people that would know lawyers that,
Sure.
this might interest so and so.
Right.
So, but if I'm gonna be somewhere coincidentally, wait a minute, tomorrow, Saturday, not tomorrow,
That's tomorrow's Friday.
I can have that in my head because I'll be like talking with everybody on a one-on-one basis, and it's cannabis friendly, meaning people are going to be real receptive to
Yeah, and if an
things,
attorney
yeah.
wants to do a combo deal where he can have this dismissed and recoup his funds through the 1983 lawsuit, we're open to that. I mean, I do have an attorney ready to do 1983 federal lawsuit,
Yeah,
but if somebody takes this where they get the charges dismissed, and then he could do the 1983 lawsuit, and Mikey and I are looking for $420,000 each.
Yes.
come on, I had a laugh, that's a
Yep.
lot of, that's
Well,
1,000 420s, and that's a lot of
Yeah, well,
420s.
that's a good round number.
Yeah, it is,
and that's pretty much the plan. We wanted this dismissed
Well,
quickly.
yeah, this is really interesting to me. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
if you read Taurus, it follows the exact same parallel to that, where
It's-
even after he recorded that meeting and got arrested, he was able to record meetings after that. Same exact thing.
Yeah, it's so scary how identical it is. It's to the T.
Yeah, I mean, they're relying on this reasonable restrictions, but if you read the court case, it goes into, reasonable restrictions could be, the amount of people that are recording, the area that they're recording in, but it's all got to be codified. It can't be ad hoc. So you can't say, well, today we're allowed 5 cameras, but we don't like Mikey. He's the 6th one today. So today is only 5. And then next meeting, he's the 5th one. So we got to know we're only allowing 4. It's got to be codified. So that way it's fair. And if he's the 4th one in, they're allowing 4 on the record, he has to be able to record. It's got to be codified. Having rules, there's no ordinance. So if they had an ordinance, they maybe would have had a slight leg to stand on. But it's not codified.
Exactly.
So we didn't get charged with it because it's not even codified.
Well, laws, if it was, that's going to hold them back and ruin some of these options that they seem to be able to get away with. But if it was codified, wouldn't it also have to be codified in some way that would keep them from saying, well, we only want 5 cameras and there's 8 people that want to be in here. We're not letting Mikey in because we don't like him. I mean, how does it first come first serve? And the more that they would codify anything, the more people could use that to not get arrested. And they, like you said, they want to have their 10, 12 person meetings and have everything go smooth, and this shit they got to make go away. But I want to see if I can get other people interested like me. I'm the wrong one to help, except for something could,
they have absolutely no leg to stand on.
It doesn't
it's not codified.
yeah.
Supreme Court ruling overrides. Even if they had it codified where you had to ask permission, the Supreme Court overrides that.
And on the one phone call with the chief and Chris, he says to him, we have the right to refuse. And then he catches himself and he says, the town has the right to refuse. No, you said you guys are a thug family and you are running shit and you let it out. It slipped out of your mouth.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Even I seem to remember Lovelet. I mean, growing up in Toms River, not so much in the 60s, 70s Lovelet, but certainly by the 90s, it was well known to be pretty freaking tight knit. It was one of those, actually, one of those towns, if you were going from Seaside to Point Pleasant, and sometimes people would do that because the bars were open an hour later in Point Pleasant, so there'd be traffic. But damn, you had to go through Lavalette, and it never worked out well. So I never had a problem. I mean, I got lucky, but I feel for you, and this is, I mean, my God, so the mayor didn't like it, and then his son, the cop, arrested you, and like, what, he has to confer with his older brother, police chief? I mean, holy shit, this is right out of a.
Yeah, so the police chief told him to charge us with the NJSA 2C33A, interrupting the meeting, physically, interrupting it because he had to leave his post to go deal with us. So if you walked up to him and started talking to him at his post and that distracted him from his job, are you also doing the same thing, or are you just bullshitting with him? But you're on their side, so you're not breaking the law. But when you do things that they don't like, they'll just charge him.
And after they, like, as they were arresting me, Lamb says on the radio, without prior approval. So then when I asked, what am I being charged with? And they said, disrupting a public meeting. It's like, I heard over the radio him calling without prior approval. That's what he said
so
over
we'll
the
get
radio.
the radio traffic too, which will just, solidify our argument that, they're arresting us. Even in our charge, though, it says, by interfering, by filming, not by physically interfering with anything, but by filming.
Interference
what
by
Torres was charged with.
filming. Wow, that's interesting. Interference by filming just seems to be the exact wrong way to phrase it. They could have picked 5 other ways that wouldn't have led them down. How do you interfere by filming? It's like when somebody says, it's like somebody saying, I'm not going to do that, it's a perjury trap. If you say it's a perjury trap, I'm not going to do it, you're saying, I'm going to lie, that's why I'm not going to do it, because I'll be perjuring myself, so this is sort of almost the same thing, it's
well, both videos are online. I walk in, within a minute I get arrested, I sit down, I try ignoring him, not answer any of his questions. He asked me about prior approval, I said yes I do, and I said here's the Supreme Court ruling, and he's like, you're gonna get arrested, and then he arrests me like within a minute.
Jim, did you see Steve's video at all?
Not me, no, I didn't.
On the GoFundMe, it's got both of our videos. If you click on the picture, you got to watch Steve's video because it's very similar. He was only in there for a minute.
Will, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I literally say, yes, I got prior approval. And then, in order to try to protect himself from arresting me, he then puts in there that I didn't physically show him the approval. So when I asked the BA, he said, yeah, you don't have to do that. And there's nothing in their guidelines that says I have to do that. You just have to ask permission from the clerk and get it, and I did.
And it doesn't even say, Steve, it doesn't even say the council or the mayor, right? It says the clerk.
No, it just says clerk.
Right. So when Adam comes over to him and he says you need prior approval from the council, mayor, and business administrator,
he's wrong.
Just wrong.
Yep, that's not what the rules say.
He wasn't lying to me. He's just incorrect.
That's a really an amazing shot of the face, like looking down. It's so objectionable.
That's him looking at the fact that he's reading comments.
Yeah, it's just objectionable.
Double chin Lucero.
Yep. All right, so here we go.
Yeah, so here I am getting metal detected. I start walking into the seat right behind the podium, and you see him follow me right in.
Yep.
Right up my ass. And this is the first time I ever used a GoPro, so I wasn't even sure it was recording or not yet. And the meeting didn't start yet.
There's no meeting going on to disrupt.
Right.
So I'm going to put handcuffs on you in about 2 seconds.
Crazy.
So you'll hear me saying that I do. I have permission.
Okay. You're not understanding. You need prior approval to film the meeting here. Okay. I have prior approval right there. The town has the rights to put restrictions on it. You need prior approval to film the meeting. Sir, I'm going to ask you to leave. Sir. Stand up, you're under arrest.
That
Can you
quick.
arrest me within a minute?
Yeah, 1 minute 23 seconds into the video.
Right. So, and that includes me walking in. So from the time that I get to the chair and arrest is less than a minute. And as you hear me say, yes, I have prior approval. And here's the Supreme Court ruling.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to hear it. You're under arrest. That's it. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's interesting that if I'm talking to somebody about this tomorrow, that um, they can get a look at this if they have a couple of minutes. Here, take a quick look. You know, that really helps me explain things and it makes it a little
Yeah, if you
easy,
Tim, the
yeah.
video that Lefty's on right now, that GoFundMe video, as you can see, it's 3.5 minutes. That's both of our videos. So that's the best
Yeah.
video, and I think we
Well,
can try to get our point across to people.
This is Mikey.
Anyone else wishing to be heard on a topic that is not shown on?
And now I'm walking to my seat. I haven't even sat yet. He asked me 2 times before I take a seat.
Sir, are you filming? Sir, are you filming?
Now I take a seat.
Are you filming? Are you deaf? Can you hear me? Can you
Now
hear
he's
me?
insulting me.
Are you filming? Do you have permission to film the meeting? I think he can't hear, Sarge. I asked him if he.
Sorry, but I have to ask you to stop filming.
Nobody's who.
You have to have prior permission to film the meeting from the mayor and council and the business administrator.
How do you know I'm filming?
That's wrong.
Don't touch my
He
property,
named
please.
everybody but the clerk.
Now
I
that
assume
you
you're
have to
filming.
grab my phone.
I understand. That's an assumption that's
I'm
being
going to
made
give you
here.
one more chance to go door. You're getting arrested. All right, come with me. You're under arrest.
One more chance.
Seriously.
So 2 minutes, you got 2 arrests, and he names everybody but the clerk, which the clerk is the one that's named in the rules.
That's why it was so funny when you said that today, Steve. When you sent me that, I just
Yep.
laughed. I laughed. I said, "This is getting
Yeah,
better and better."
That's what you always hear. So like, I was kind of worried of like, well, I didn't ask the mayor, I didn't ask the council, I asked the clerk, and well, now that because the BA printed out the rules for me, the regulations, he printed out the entire resolution for me, and right in the resolution, it's the same thing that he emailed me. It says you have to ask the clerk, and I did. So what more can we do? We asked the clerk, which is what the rule says. The Supreme Court ruling says we don't have to ask anybody, and I tell him that we got permission, and he still arrests us.
Yeah, there's nothing more you
Yeah,
can
well, yeah, there's very little open to debate about anything that you're saying. I mean, seems
There's
to
no
be,
back and forth. There's no nothing.
it seems for all the council meetings that people have gone, that even I've gone to, I've never gone to before in the last 10 years. It always sucks when somebody can run something by you. There's nothing you can do, and it sucks, and it's happening all the time. But this is one of those that something can be done about, even if after the fact, you make sure it works out, it gets dismissed, whatever has to happen there. But then to come back at them in an organized, well thought out way, at the very worst, I would think they'd pay you to go away. Basically, you're a
Yep.
real nuisance. And we don't, none of us want to do this for the next couple of years and things run their course. But this doesn't almost ever have a chance to happen when things don't go your way at a council meeting, when you want something, when you need something, and they kind of get you. There's a lot of power there. I mean,
Yeah.
an incredible amount of local power. They can change lives, they can ruin lives. I mean, not
Sure.
like
Yes.
set out to do it, but their decisions can result in that. And then they make a mistake like this, and it can come back. It was a miscalculation that this
Yep.
was the right way to go.
Now,
Now,
egos and assholes.
and it's obviously, it seems like we all understand it's a matter of getting a lawyer and somebody, not just a lawyer, but at least, so it's a matter of getting people interested, finding possibilities, and then finding people who, want to just like fight back and give them the finger by tossing you $20, And it's sort of like, come on, you fuckheads, you complain for the last decades on Facebook about shit. Wow, 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 blah, 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 blah. Fuck you all. $20, take the fuck part. How do I say that to people? But between now and then, one thing about cannabis, it makes you kind of creative, and
Yeah, no, Jim, I love the way you worded that post, man. Again, that you articulated that so
Yeah.
well. It made me feel so good. And you touched on, I mean, honestly, Jim, that's like all you can do. Like what you did was try to get people, you try to grab them,
Yeah.
try to grab them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And then I
That's
go, yeah,
all you can
and
do, you know?
And then I gotta remind people, I mean, the simple things, the only, I hate Facebook for so many things, but this is why I am even there is, yeah, somebody will flippantly go, hit that like button. I like it. Okay, boom, like that's the responsibility. So within, if they bother reading, it's like you cannot hit the like button without the share button. If you can't do anything, sharing is
Yeah.
like donating. If you can't donate, share. If you don't have $1, hit that share button, you know?
Yeah, get it to the right people that can
Yeah.
donate.
And then I tend to keep at it, you know, and then maybe people, you know, I even if it doesn't generate a tangible result in a donation, I hope I'm making people feel bad about being the punk ass cowards they are when they got time to fight. You don't got to get smacked in the face. You got to arrange $10. You know, it feels good, you know.
Well, as I got arrested, I gave them the tort claim. The sergeant, the other sergeant, what the hell's his name?
Lamb.
Yeah, Sergeant Lamb brought the tort claim to the mayor, and I said, "Good, you've been served now." And then when we were downstairs, I think you were there, Mikey. I said, "All right, there's the Supreme Court ruling in the folder." I said, "The tort claim there is for you guys. You guys now have been served. You guys can keep that." I did the OPE request for the body worn cameras and police reports and stuff like that. So we're waiting on that. They keep delaying stuff. So I'm expecting to get them probably sometime in September. We also filed a discovery request for everything because I want to hear all the stuff that they said down in the processing room. You know, like this, like Sergeant Lucero saying, "I hope you sue and I hope you get a lot of money. I don't care."
So
And I
they
don't
had-
care. I
they
don't
had-
care.
Obviously, then they had body cams going, and
Oh, they shut them off, they said.
They shut them off.
Yeah, during the
so
arrest,
but-
they had them on.
They had
And
them
then when
on,
they
but
went
they
to the processing area, they said everything is
Yeah,
recorded.
because they consider that as like it's no longer an investigation; it's a done deal.
yeah,
Right, but
yeah.
it's available through discovery. And you know, Sergeant Lamb, which is a lawyer, said you're getting mouthy, so they put me in a jail cell. Continue with Mikey, put him in a jail cell, held us. We lost our freedom for 2 hours until the meeting was over. Then they let us go deliberately.
Yeah,
The meeting that hadn't started yet.
Yes, they held us for 2 hours.
they held us
Now,
until the
and
meeting was
now,
over.
how long do you have to speak? 3 minutes or something?
Yeah,
Mike,
3 minutes.
yeah, when okay, for instance, Mike, when you walked up there, they hadn't started the meeting yet, had they?
Nope.
So
No,
even
I was there 3 minutes prior.
yeah, but
Yeah,
But the way that they do their meetings, hang on, the way that they do their meetings, if you're not staying, you're allowed to go up there and speak your stuff. And then after, let's say 5 people go up there and speak like the other day. So 5 times 3 is 15 minutes. And let's say, 5 minutes of fuckery. So the meeting didn't start till 20 minutes after 7. So if everybody talked at that meeting, the meeting didn't start right away.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, and when I
And I
walked
asked
in, it was public.
I
it was
asked for
public
that
comment.
video too. They erased their meetings after 2 months. So now every month I'm gonna ask for their meetings.
They said that.
Yeah, I asked for I think January's meeting where Chris got arrested. So I asked for that. I asked for all his body cameras of all his arrests. So maybe we'll get them that way. But they said that they erased their meetings after 2 months.
Oh my God! Why would you record them then?
Yeah, what's the
No,
point?
come on. That's bullshit.
What the hell?
Well, yeah, okay. It is obvious bullshit, but I find it's funny to watch a group reaction the same one I'm having. Just that reaction is the kind of reaction that gets people wanting to take part in this. See, I'm seeing like a focus group here for what I try to want to make move.
Like grief counseling.
Well, the power's with the people. If everybody shows up and slams that place, because I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been doing it with dogs and other stuff. Like we went to the NJSBCA meetings. I was involved with that. We had them disbanded as a state agency. We went after the Helmetta shelter, had that shut down. The police department there shut down. The mayor lost her bid for election. Same thing in Hamilton. She lost her election. She got sued for violating people's First Amendment on her Facebook page. She was blocking and deleting people on there. So, there's a long history of going after governments and winning. You can win versus City Hall, but you definitely need power of the amount of people
but
that you get to come in.
to want to erase history after 60 days to say, no, I don't believe that's exactly, you're taking that out of context. I mean, it totally cuts discussion. It makes no sense even to, so I am the tech dinosaur of all dinosaurs, but I know it doesn't cost much or take much to, in other words, okay, could we record your recordings and store them for you, because it doesn't take a lot of anything.
So they just put it up on YouTube, have their own YouTube channel.
If you can erase history, you can write it.
But there's one direction of reasons why anybody would want to do that. It's sort of like you outrun your mistakes in 60 days. A lot of them, not this, but the little ones, you outrun it. There's that.
It didn't happen if it's not recorded.
What's the reason? And so like basically nobody can offer a better reason. I think that's actually a very important question.
Yeah, like what would be the reason for that? I would love to know.
Goes to motive. I don't know. I've always wanted to know.
I know what the reason. I know why, but I want to know what they would say. What is your reason?
Exactly. So finding a way to make them have to say that would be really cool. I mean, I don't know how that would happen.
Yeah.
In other words, somewhere they don't seem real necessarily smart, that if that was part of another move to be made, they might have a reaction, if you follow me.
No, I like that angle actually. Yep.
Because
why and even if the reaction's a blank stare,
to where it's sort of like to get somebody else legal to say, I'd like to hear the answer to that. There is no answer, and any answer they give is going to sound fifth grade. Like, no, I didn't. Well, because
it doesn't cost money to save.
I'm just saying
doesn't cost.
That's important information right there. I mean,
I think so.
It may lead. Yeah.
No, really? That's huge. That tells you everything you need to know about that town, their conduct, what they're hiding, their lack of transparency. That tells it all right there. That is some bullshit.
I think I sent you over, Mikey,
that's amazing.
The email that I sent to the court clerk, right?
You did. I didn't even get a great chance to look at it because I was working all day.
Oh, I told her I filed the charges against Adam, and I said, the judge said that we're to get information on, the application for public defenders and for me for the veteran thing. Like, why haven't I gotten any of that? Like, the judge said you're supposed to email it to us. What's going on? Because the judge ain't gonna want to hear, well, we didn't get anything. Well, why didn't you respond? Why didn't you follow up with it? Well, why didn't they follow up? So I followed up today saying, where's the stuff? Because the conspiracy is everybody does one thing and then they go, you're nuts. Well, if everybody does one thing, they can claim, well, it's not a conspiracy because nobody has any malice towards you, but everybody does. They don't like the fact that we're going after them.
No, they don't. No, they don't like that.
How dare the out of towners tell us what to do?
Benny's.
Yeah.
Benny's here.
It almost makes me want to just go to a meeting for no reason at all other than just sit there and look at people.
Yeah.
That's the best people watching place in the world.
Make notes and stroke my beard while somebody's talking, miming, yeah, I'm watching and I get to do that. Or don't I?
Just give him a 1,000-yard stare. Like you're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But it's funny because no one would dare come question you if you weren't holding a camera.
No,
right?
Right. If I don't even have one on me.
Right. No one about
I went in the post office right there. I had a lovely conversation with the girl behind the counter. We bullshitted for a little bit and I left. There was no issue. I had the camera, I was recording, no problem. If you got nothing to hide, like they tell us, if you're not hiding anything, give us your info. If you're not hiding anything,
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter if you're being
If you're
recorded.
not hiding anything, you don't need Fourth Amendment rights, do you?
Right, but when you shine the camera on them, it's a big fucking problem.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if you're not
Yeah.
hiding anything, you can keep video for more than 2 months.
Okay, what do they meet?
Right.
Twice a month or something? How often does the council meet in Margaret?
I think it's every 2 weeks.
Every
Yeah,
2
I
weeks,
guess
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Listen, I got to get running. This has been very interesting to me. I'm glad this was.
Yeah,
the
even if we could
topic.
pack the audience a little bit, that'd be great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's got a lot of components to put together to actually get people to give a little bit of a shit.
Yeah,
You
once
know?
they learn of it all, it's
Yeah.
a hard. That's what I was with the GoFundMe or whatever. I'm like trying to like make sure that
It's sort of for
impression the best way you
look,
can. It's
everybody has times when they would have liked to have fought back. Whether it's in fifth grade when you ran from something, and that's not me. I was stupid and I could handle myself. I'd rather get beat up than run. But what I'm talking about is to throw 10 or 20 bucks to get a lawyer so somebody can fight back.
Yeah.
And it's got the story, the mayor and his police chief's son, but he didn't write it. It was the other police son that arrested. It's sort of like a script, a little mini story that says, okay, all those times you wish you could have done something and couldn't, you can kind of help that happen to somebody else. This bad place, Lavalette. You can help make somebody not have to run from this, not only not run, but circle back and take a big bite chunk out of their ass. But it takes money to get a lawyer. That's a sad fact of this country that has 75% of the world's lawyers. We should be able to find one.
We have to follow the same laws that they have to follow, which they don't follow, and we can stick it to the man with the same laws that they're trying to enforce on us.
And if I'm not mistaken, if in a successful endeavor, when people read about it, the lawyer is the one making a statement. The lawyer's name's out there. When the little guy fights back for something so freaking ridiculous as this, I mean, with the fact, well, we don't even have rules. It's just the way we do it. It's the way we do business. We don't write down how we do business, or we wouldn't be able to do it. Holy shit! Really? Yeah, really.
Yeah.
It's you see, it has something, and I'd be surprised if this can't be interesting to a few of the right people that for the simple matter of getting a lawyer, and
the argument is 2 minutes long. His video, my video. That's it.
Yeah.
We have no other
available
interactions in this town at all. Like Chris and Julo does, and they
we
don't
can-
know us.
We can send anybody can be sent a link that they can know, okay, this is going to take maybe 6 tops 7 minutes. I've promised somebody I'd look at this. Just have to get somebody that I know to get somebody they know to say, just take a look at the quickest system, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, even if we get on some other podcast too to get the message out.
So something. I envision like 1 or 2 donors, just 1 or 2 good donors. Like I don't know who they will be or how to find them. I've been trying to reach out to everybody I could.
And
but that's what I.
And even people reaching out to the ACLU to try to get them on board. We have enough people just emailing the ACLU saying, "Hey, follow up with this," because they did reach out to me saying they're interested.
Well, that's what I plan on doing Saturday. There'll be people that I will be hanging out with, and where cannabis is going to be freely flowing, and that's the theme, and all that do know, have a relationship with people in the ACLU. And I used to, but like co-founder of the coalition, my other half of the foundership of the coalition, Ken Walsky, has always had a good relationship with them. I'm more of it pays for me not to be the one to develop a relationship, because I get to do things and I don't care if it disappoints them or anybody else. That's the way we kind of work things. And but beyond him, it's being at that union hall and hanging around Hugh, this is the kind of thing that gets his blood going too, you know? Does
Well,
he
the
know a
ACLU
lawyer,
did
you
send
know?
in an amicus brief on the Torres case, so they were involved with that too. And
Yeah,
I reached out to the lawyer for the
yeah,
Torres case, and he said, "Yeah, your civil rights were probably violated. We agree."
yeah. Well, you know, not for nothing, but what might come in handy, because like there are actually really good short, I can understand explanations, and I'm not the quickest one to follow dots getting connected like this usually. But yeah, if it was sort of like written down what you just said, ACLU amicus brief, you know, like notation that could go with somebody, hey, take a look at this, and here's some areas of concern or possibility, you know, just trying to draw people in. And I can't relay. I've been freely imbibing in some pretty fine cannabis, and I'm not going to be able to relay this sufficiently. That's why I like the links that already exist. I know enough to put that together and get people to see what they need to see the best I can put it together. But if something went along, there's a lot of components to this, and it seems like they're all reachable. It's, you know, and it's sort of a money thing. And I like calling people out who wow all the time. God damn it, you got a chance to do something now. You know, I'm gonna be
Yeah, here's
barking
the
at
opportunity
you.
to stick it to the man.
Yeah, you know, and if you don't want me saying 5 years from now, oh, is this that time, like that time when you didn't have $10 to make a difference? They scratch that shit out anyway without you, you know, but you made it harder for them because you hadn't. Is it like that time? You know, I've been around a long time, and people know I may still be around a long time, and I can be a pain in the ass.
Jim, before you go,
Yeah.
the award, congratulations on the award that you won from Senator Scutari. I hope that that maybe you can cash that in with him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You won a
Jim's like, who?
CMMNJ.
Come on,
Oh,
Jim.
yeah.
Coalition won a joint resolution from Senator Scutari.
When?
Stop it.
No, I really don't. I don't
About a
follow.
week ago.
You see, okay, I don't really float in waters the same direction as them a lot. I know I'm the co-founder.
But you won that award too, Jim. You're a co-founder, so it's your award.
Oh no, I'm going to do what I can the same way I tried to help you do what you could with that.
Amazing.
See, he's the guy that's been running, and that the Coalition for Medical Marijuana in New Jersey, a 20-year-old 501c3 in good standing with the state of New Jersey. He doesn't return Ken's calls. What's up? Why? You know, the godfather of cannabis, the one we worked through to make sure his bill got through, the one we've been there all the time, and all of a sudden he decided I can make my name being the godfather of legalization and fuck patients and their home grow. I don't care. I don't want to be talking about it now. I got to get my, you know, he's not returning calls, and yet this resolution comes. It's disingenuous, and it's an election season. Damn it. This is like fun for me, you know? See, I'm going to be getting out to things start going on after Labor Day. Oh, geez. I got glasses somewhere.
The year 2023 marks the 20th anniversary of the Coalition for Medical Marijuana of New Jersey, greatly esteemed throughout the United States. This milestone anniversary bears witness to the immeasurable contributions CMMNJ has made to advocate for safe and legal access to medical marijuana for New Jersey patients under the care of the licensed physicians and nurse practitioners. And whereas over the past 2 decades, CMMNJ has conducted a comprehensive public campaign, rallying supporters to its cause through editorials and petitions, education.
Blah, blah.
Yeah. Whereas.
Blah, blah, blah.
You,
What's with all those porn tabs that are open on top?
It sounds like Ken wrote it.
Wow.
It does. Hey, you know.
But hey, signed by the Senate President and Assembly Speaker.
Yeah.
So there you go. Cash that.
Nice. Oh,
and Cody's gone too. Cody's leaving. Goodbye, Cody.
Oh, before I forget, yeah, I know, along those lines then, Senator Bucco is gonna be the new minority leader next session. And he's, co-sponsored the home grow for patients twice now. And he's gonna be the one that says whether that same bill gets heard in committee or not. So, that's getting a little bit interesting. I think I'm coming closer to orchestrating a Republican takeover stewardship this bill getting its first hearing, and then thereby claim to be patients' best friend when Democrats let them down. Oh yeah, I'm an operative. I'm a freelance.
Nice.
I want both sides to lose, and we walk right through the middle. There didn't used to be a middle. It was other Republicans getting away. Oh no, they got 1/3 of the Senate Republicans co-sponsor this bill. Where 8% of Democrats do. Now, there's extenuating reasons. It's because they don't want to co-sponsor it because the same Senate President Scutari doesn't want it to be heard. And if you co-sponsor it, it's like a slap in Scutari's face. So they have to eat his shit and not co-sponsor it. But it doesn't look like that as a statistic. Wait a second. You got 33% of Republican senators co-sponsoring and 8% of Democrats. Who's your daddy, And I'm riding that because like I got 3 constituents involved with the 5 Republicans, 3 of them, I'm writing their letters like a, what do you call it? Like a ghostwriter. Well, it's working well. And they're kind of waiting on after Labor Day. And I think that's when they're going to make their move and actually tell Scutari you're keeping information from us and why, and try to steal it, and I'll be their best friend. So I'm looking forward to that, but somehow this motivates me. I know it's a whole different thing. And it's
energy. It's the same thing. It's energy.
It really is. And it's things one doesn't take away from the other. For me, the same people that I'm associating with can be very well interested in what's going on. And I'm trying to think of some other little town in a movie or something that sounds like this. I mean, there's been movies everywhere. You ride through and a speed limit drops down. Next thing you know, you're in jail and you don't know what's going on. And it's happening in Lavalette. You can't go from one end of the island to the other without passing through Lavalette.
Can't. Yeah.
There's no way around it. That's it. Yeah. If you want to go around Lavalette, you can go back over the bridge into Tom's River. And then go all the way around to Point Pleasant, and then come around the other way.
Yeah, or go over the bridge, take Fisher.
Yeah.
Parkway, either way.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
let's
sort of
rename
like
it Bungholio Land.
It's yeah. Anyway, along with I don't know, it's all the pieces of a really interesting puzzle are there, and
it sure
anyway,
is.
I appreciate you all doing what you do, and again, I live vicariously sometimes through others' efforts like this.
I love when you say that. No, I appreciate you, Jim, as well. I appreciate all your support and all your effort. We're trying to get people to step up and
it ain't like work or pulling weeds or nothing. It's interesting, and so I'm gonna run do what I gotta do, but
I'm gonna run too.
Jim, tomorrow's not the UFCW, it's Saturday, just so you know.
Right, yeah, I said that before thinking it was Friday. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, the 19th.
Yeah, I usually don't have so many things to do in a row, and this has become like a Thursday night identifier. I was thinking earlier, Thursday, what the hell? Do I have an appointment Thursday?
I was hoping
it's Thursday night. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't eat dinner till 6:45. That's me only eating one meal a day and all. Once I get started at 6:45, I wouldn't know way I was gonna stop having my one meal a day to talk with you guys. It's awesome. All right, I'm gonna go about it. I feel nice that somewhere someone's fighting back, because even just the municipal meetings and watching the first one get turned down in Maple Shade, the first community, the first NIMBY for having a dispensary way back when, and it was like the parking and the garbage it's going to be, all the residents, why they didn't want a dispensary there. And I had to tell them, based on really solid figures, At the moment, there's gonna be somewhere around like 30 patrons per day at the dispensary because there's like no patients almost, and that they might not even see another patient coming in and out. So it's not parking. And it was so bullshit stuff that I couldn't do anything. So now I can do something. I mean, it's years later, it's a different city council, but I can say fuck you to Lavalette where I couldn't say it to Maple Shade. I don't know if it didn't make sense. I don't care. It made me feel good. Lavalette, yeah. All right. Anyway, all right. I'm out. So good talking with you, Steve and Lefty. Mikey, always a pleasure. All right, man.
All right, good night, Steve.
We'll see you again.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Later.
Good
night.
Good night. Are you ending the show, Lefty?
I was gonna play the rest of this police chief shit. This is ridiculous.
All right, 'cause I got a hot phone date.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna play the chief stuff here. I got some stuff, and I'm waiting for someone to come here too. So.
Oh, word. All right, running out, man. I'm gonna go though because
All right, man.
I got a sweet phone date I'm about to take.
Get you
All
later.
right, man. You have a good night, love you, bro.
Not to be insulted by you piece of shit.
Only you can insult people. I forgot.
You're working as a chief of police.
Everybody. You have free reign to harass everyone, to menace anyone, but anybody
menace.
who set you the wrong way.
Menace.
Hey,
You love that word, menace. What do you?
You can do anything to anybody.
I do anything to anyone. You say the dumbest.
Apply to you. Rules just apply to everybody
Just
else.
like
Rules apply to Chris Angulo.
that. No laws. You're law enforcement. So what law says I can't record in a library? Oh, crickets again, you fucking piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. It's not law. Case law is not law. There's no case law about library recording, you dipshit. Dude, shut the fuck up. Case law is not law.
They gave it to you. Did you file an appeal?
No, I'm filing lawsuit. I don't care.
Oh, you haven't filed an appeal. So you're so right, and you have such an easy case, but you haven't filed the appeal.
There's appeals. I'm more dignified than that. I don't need to file an appeal to a piece of paper. Did you take an oath to a piece of paper from a librarian or the Constitution from our founding fathers?
Read the case law.
Read the Constitution, bitch.
Read the case law.
Menace. You're a menacing. You're a menace.
You are.
You love that word. You're so stupid. When you say stuff like everybody, that's what Joanne Philippone said. You have freedom of speech and no one else does. And then I got arrested for talking at a town meeting. Then I get arrested for talking at a town meeting. I'm allowed to use force. You're only allowed to use the force necessary, you fucking bitch. Yeah, the force that's necessary. You use excessive force when you use excessive force on me. You're a piece of shit. Yes, you did.
Never have.
Yes, you tried to dislocate my shoulder, you fucking asshole. You're a piece of shit, bro. You're just like a disgrace. Are you willing to apologize for the death of Albert Kuczynski? Are you willing to apologize for the death of Albert Kuczynski since the last chief failed to do that?
I wasn't even working here.
The last chief never apologized like was agreed to in court.
I mean, this is so sickening that
Right.
talk about someone, use this person's name. You didn't know the person. You have no idea. It's actually it's gross that you do.
It's
this.
gross.
You're
It's gross that your chief. It's great. It's disgraceful that Colin Grant.
A tragic incident like this. Like you know the person.
A tragic. Well, you tried to say accident. You don't have the balls. You don't have the balls to say it was an accident. You know it was. It wasn't an accident. His godmother told me, Colin Grant killed my godson. Colin Grant killed what? It's gross.
It's disgraceful.
That's you're following in his footsteps. Is your department willing to apologize? Because Colin Grant never apologized. Just answer the question.
I have nothing to do with it.
Yes, you're part of the department under Colin Grant. Without Colin Grant, you wouldn't be in this position.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does. If Colin Grant wasn't promoted by the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office after a murder, you wouldn't have your job as chief.
This is another thing. You need to take study the structure of government. The prosecutor's office doesn't make anybody the chief of police of any town. Okay? They have nothing to do with it.
Yes, they do. They should have fired him. He should have been terminated. He should have been terminated as a police officer, you dipshit.
But that's not.
So that's not. So if he was a civilian, if he was a civilian, if he was a civilian, you don't know how common sense works.
No clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know common sense. Yes, I know common sense.
Everything you say is wrong.
Everything I say is wrong.
Yes.
Okay. So if the prosecutor's office would have made him a civilian, like he should have been after the murder, he wouldn't be chief of police.
It was investigated. It was
Nah,
investigated. Apparently they
no,
disagreed. So-
no, nah. Yeah, just like Justin Lamb was investigated by you for breaking my finger.
Sure.
So Jim Borowski said I could join the EMT, so you're not really giving me confidence that I can have a life in Lavalette.
I have nothing to do with it. You don't. Why? What are you gonna? How are you gonna answer a call in Lavalette from Lacey?
I don't live in Lacey, bitch.
You don't live in Lavalette.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Chris, come on. I mean, maybe
What?
if you started being honest about everything in your life, things would change for the better. I mean, maybe to give it a try. Because you live a life of lies and delusion.
I live everywhere I am. I don't live in Lacey. There's a house in Lacey. I shower.
When you're in Lacey.
I shower in Lavalette. No, I mean when I'm in Lavalette, I'll be in Lavalette, just like I'll be in Spring Lake and Bayhead. I should be able to work.
I have nothing to do. I have no control over the first aid, so I don't know what.
Yeah, but you should accept me. You should accept my assets as a lifeguard and as an EMT. You don't care. You just want me to have a beach badge. You don't care that I pick up garbage and I rescue people.
I don't do the hiring of lifeguards.
You don't. No, I don't. No, I don't need to be hired. I'm a volunteer. That's what you don't get. I'm not like you and your family. I don't want to. I'm not a fucking leech off society.
You don't want a job.
I'm not a leech off of society. I want to volunteer for the EM.
You don't want to be.
I have a job. I have a job. I can't do it because you think every one of my tools is a weapon. You try to call my tools weapons, bro. I have jobs in Lavalette. My customers miss me. The people miss me and love me. People love watching me surf. People love my dog. You know what John Calipari said to me? I love your dog. How many tickets did you guys give my dog? Go fuck yourself and hang up the phone. Do something productive. Please. Accept me. I'm in Lavalette. I'm going to be in Lavalette. I'm in Lavalette. I'm going to be in Lavalette. I live in Lavalette. I surf in Lavalette. So shut the fuck up.
You don't surf anywhere. You don't surf anywhere. You could be surfing right now. You're on the phone. You're hanging in the library. You're in this. You're not surfing.
I could be surfing right now.
When's the last time you went surfing? When's the last time you went surfing?
2 days ago.
No, I don't even believe that.
Dude, shit. What?
When was the last time?
Oh my God. I can't wait. I can't wait.
When was the last time that you did some police chiefing? Just saying.
Do you want a surf lesson? Because you need one.
No, not from you.
Why? Because I can't surf?
No, you don't surf. You hang out in libraries.
Cops can't surf. You can't surf.
You don't surf.
Yes, I do.
hang out in
You're a chief of police telling me what I do and don't do and where I can and can't live.
And then post it on the internet. I mean, that's what you do.
That's not hanging out in a library. I educate Ivy League libraries.
50 miles to go to two different libraries. I mean, it's insane.
What library is that?
Dude, find something better to do with your time. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Bro, you are just clueless, man. You can't behave like this. No chief of police in America does what you're doing right now. It's actually gross. It's gross.
Again, you called me.
Right, right, with specific questions. If you want to finish this conversation, and this is an investigation. Now I know that you're going to try to pull me over for standing up on a motorcycle. That's not breaking any traffic laws.
I don't pull people over.
Well, you're going to have your little pawns pull me over for standing up on my motorcycle. You're trying to tell me what to do. You don't respect my civil liberties. You don't respect my civil liberties, bro, to stand up on my motorcycle and be a free person. You want me in jail for nothing, for Justin attacking me, for holding a camera.
Come on.
You tell me I menace librarians. No, they menace me. They menace me. When the librarian lies to the police, that's where I met my son's mother, in the Lavalette Library.
Banned from the library.
Right, illegally, unconstitutionally.
Jeez, come on.
Yeah, come on, get with it. Get with it. After the police told the librarians, I have every right to do that. And Frank White even said so too. Is this a public library? Yes. Do I have the right to record?
No, the Lava police never told you have the right to do that.
Frank White said.
No.
He absolutely did. Absolutely.
I'm telling you that-
And
I'm
just
telling you
just like when I got arrested in the police lobby, Frank White is on my Facebook page. If you go back far enough, yes, you can record.
I'm telling you that you don't.
Well, can I record in the police lobby?
Yes.
Okay, is that a public place? Is the library a public place?
Not necessarily.
Yes, it is, you stupid asshole.
What did they tell?
So I can masturbate? I can go in the library and masturbate and look at porn?
You're disgusting.
Can I have privacy? You're disgusting because you don't know the law. Is the library a private place?
What does it say on your form?
I don't care about forms. I'm asking the chief of police, the proud chief of police, daddy's little boy who got everything from his daddy. Daddy's boy. I don't care about a form. Is the library a public building or a private building?
What do they use on the form?
I don't know.
If you're using it for the purpose of a library, it is. But you don't use it for the purpose of a library.
So librarians are above the law and they're allowed to sleep on the job. So what if a librarian's sleeping or masturbating? Are people allowed to video record them then?
Disgusting. What are you talking
If a
about?
librarian is masturbating,
This is what I'm saying. It's noon on Thursday, and this is what you're doing. You're like, what are you even talking about?
I'm asking you specific questions that you can't answer. You can't answer these questions. If a bus driver is masturbating, I'm asking you a question. You wish I would. These things.
Do something with your life.
Oh, let me be chief of police of Lavalette because my dad got me the job.
Do something with your
Answer
life.
the question. Stop hiding. It's called avoidance. You have real mental illness, and you're calling me social deviant.
Something with your life, please. Better than
If a bus driver is masturbating on a public bus, are people allowed to record that so the police can prosecute him properly?
yes.
Okay, if a librarian is masturbating in the corner of a library, are people allowed to record them so the police can prosecute that librarian properly? Crickets.
Was a librarian masturbating?
If a librarian...
Oh, this is gold. This is gold. There's so much stuff about librarians. He keeps saying librarians in the first video.
That librarian properly.
Librarians. Then we get
Crickets.
Was a librarian masturbating?
Oh, this.
If a crickets.
Was a librarian masturbating?
Crickets.
Was a librarian masturbating?
If a librarian is masturbating, so the police can prosecute that librarian
What
properly.
the hell are we talking about here?
Crickets.
Was a librarian masturbating?
What is going on?
If a librarian is masturbating, crickets.
Was a librarian masturbating?
If a librarian is masturbating,
Why?
crickets.
Why?
Was a librarian masturbating?
Why are we talking about
If
this?
a librarian is masturbating,
Are you serious?
if a
right
librarian
now?
is sleeping on the job,
Are you serious?
crickets.
This is what.
Was a librarian masturbating?
If a librarian is masturbating, if a librarian is sleeping on the job,
This is the conversation
you can't answer the question. You can't answer the question. If a librarian is stealing toilet paper, let's not. Librarian is masturbating.
People have a conversation like this, and the chief is matching the energy. Oh my God, Chiefy, you're matching his energy. Oh,
A librarian is sleeping on the job.
This is the conversation
You can't answer the question. You can't answer the question. Librarian is masturbating in the corner of a library. Are people allowed to record them so the police can prosecute that librarian properly? Crickets.
Was a librarian masturbating?
If a librarian is masturbating, if a librarian is sleeping on the job.
This is the conversation
You can't answer the question. You can't answer the question. If a librarian is stealing toilet paper, let's not do any more hypotheticals. Let's do reality. If a librarian is stealing toilet paper from the library, is a citizen journalist allowed to record that librarian stealing toilet paper?
That would probably be reasonable and not violate the rules of the library.
The rules of the library have to be constitutional. You forgot your fucking job. Please hang up the phone. You're just a bitch.
That's what I'm saying. You have to read the case law, Chris. That's what I'm
You have to
trying
read.
tell
You have to reread the Constitution. Free press. Free press.
Along with the laws.
Free
You're
press.
missing this point of how.
No,
how-
laws. Laws don't matter. Laws don't matter. The Constitution matters.
You have a misunderstanding.
You do. The Constitution is above the law. Laws have to be constitutional, just like your public intoxication law that I got wiped off of your books. Thank you.
Otherwise on the books.
Yes, I did.
Right, right,
I did.
sure.
100%. You guys tried to charge me with public intoxication. And it's not constitutional, so now it's not on your books anymore.
Sure.
Just hang up. You're a bitch. Run away in
It's
shame.
not any books in anywhere in the state. I mean,
Run away in shame, please. You can't answer these. You can't follow the logic. You call me a social deviant. Tell me I can't stand up on my motorcycle. You tell me that you have nothing to do with the EMTs. I'm going to be an EMT in town, okay? And you're going to have to get used to it. So that way when the police break my fingers, I can treat myself.
Okay.
Your brother tried to get a ride. Your brother tried to go. Your brother.
Right.
Your,
It's not about serving the community. It's about you. And somehow it's always about
no,
you.
if I'm assaulted by no, I want to serve the community. You don't. You. How much money have you made off of this town? What do you mean it's always about me? What are you talking about? You wish. You want it. You make it about me.
It's always about you. It's not about serving. You don't want to be an EMT to serve the town or serve the people. It's always something.
What are you talking about? I want to volunteer in September and stay in that shack and make sure nobody dies in September and use a drone. What about the shark attacks? Don't you think someone should be doing drone lifeguarding?
You think you're gonna live in town property?
What do you mean?
I mean,
Why?
live in town
What do you mean
property.
live in town? Work, volunteer. What are you talking about? No, just leave it, leave it vacant.
I don't control.
Leave it vacant and let people drown. Good idea.
Again, I don't control that.
I could take care of the whole beach with a drone. Instead, you idiots will drive around in your trucks and you run away from me. Your brother tried to go to the hospital for handcuffing me. The only time you guys assault me is when I have handcuffs on. You're a pussy. You need to just apologize for the things you say. I always do this. I always do that. You're totally wrong. You're wrong. I'm always wrong. You're always right. I'm always wrong. So when Justin Lamb fabricates a police report and says he had a dark object behind his waist, it shows his true colors, that he's trying to justify killing me someday, pretending I might have a gun. What dark object would I have behind my waist? When in the video he says, "Put the camera down." You are sick. You're sick, bro. You don't remember what happened in court. My lawyer never reviewed any discovery with me. The prosecutor disrupted the court. I can't get that recording. Yeah, the prosecutor was yelling at Dave Giordano. They were yelling back and forth and distracting me from my only meeting with my attorney. I was trying to talk to my attorney and meet my attorney for the first time. I met him for the first time in court when we're supposed to have a trial and Justin Lamb has on his Italian suit. He should not be able to wear a police uniform. You should throw yours in the garbage. You are the sick one, bro. You're sick. You're a chief of police telling me I don't surf. I'll never live in Lavalette. Your brother hurt himself. Your brother cut himself handcuffing me and tried to get a ride in the ambulance to the hospital.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. You guys, why couldn't I bail out from the Lavalette police station? Why did you drive me to jail April 1st?
Because, as I've explained several times, that's how bail reform works.
No, there's bail. When someone has bail, they can bail out from the police station they're arrested at.
There's no cash bail in New Jersey.
Then how come I paid $500 and was bailed out?
Because that's a different situation. You're on a warrant, you go to jail.
No, you pay it at the police station, you fucking idiot. Yes.
No, you don't.
Then why? I could have paid it in Lakewood. When I got arrested in Lakewood, I could have paid it right there in Lakewood. You're wrong. There was no reason to drive me to jail. You and your brother.
There was. You had a warrant.
I could have bailed out right from Lavalette when Rachel came and picked up Baxter. You said you were going to break my windows. You said you were going to break my windows when my car keys were sitting. My car keys were sitting on the counter.
There was a presumption that you were on a warrant, and that means you have to go to jail.
Presumption. The warrant was written up after I went. You don't make presumptions. You follow the law and the procedure.
That is the law.
No, I should have bailed out from the. You don't put people in the car unnecessarily.
You had a warrant.
No, I didn't have a warrant till I got to jail.
No, you did not. You were on a warrant. The charges you got.
She wrote up the warrant after I got to the jail.
No, she did not.
It's on body camera footage.
What planet are you on?
It's on body.
What planet are you on? You have no idea what you're talking about.
You
Again,
called.
you're wrong.
You
You're
called Beth.
100% wrong.
You called Beth from the jail.
Charges got issued. They were on a warrant.
You called Beth from the jail. The jail said we can't take him on a petty disorderly.
And they were wrong. And they took you, didn't they?
After Beth wrote up a warrant, after you called her.
Did they take you into jail?
After you called Beth, your little pawn, Beth in the court, just like Donnelly's your little pawn to hide the body camera footage. I want CDs, hard copies of all the body cameras. My public defender hasn't seen any of it. We need hard copies of everything. Goodbye.
I have hard copies of anything.
Exactly. You make it all disappear because you don't want transparency. It's all supposed to go to the Attorney General. You're not. No, nope. I couldn't. No, my emails was.
You chose not to because you know that you look bad. You look guilty.
I look guilty when you guys are taking my surfboards. You guys are taking.
This fake narrative you try to create for the public about yourself.
Okay. Anytime you want to meet in public and go over some videos, I'm happy to do that.
Why would I want to meet you in public?
Let's meet. Let's have a public meeting with the community and the police chief, and let's analyze some videos.
It's called court. That's when it happens.
No,
If you go to
court is corrupt.
Go to court, you could do this.
Court.
You refuse to go to court.
What do you mean? I have no lawyer. I have the right to an attorney. I have the right to competent. I have the right to competent counsel that's not friends with your dad. Goodbye. Pussy bitch.
What's this doing? Why do I hear that? Oh, here. Okay. Nothing more needs to be said. Wow. CMMNJ.org, Canasense, UFCW Local 152. Their party is on Saturday. If you know about it, come on down to the UFCW headquarters on Saturday. Be a bunch of speakers, and it's going to be a very good time. JacksonStorms.com, Smoking Monkey, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, Pure Puff Lifestyle Shop, and SativaCross.org. You can donate to SativaCross.org. Cheryl Miller, Sabina, Diane, Gracie, Cindy, Marie, Jack, Joan, Randy, Polly, Bill, Jack, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Thorne, Frank, Lorraine, Terry, Charlotte, Cher, Jaybird, Michael, Marley, Colette, Brendan, Red, Rico, Lulu, Becky, and Jeff. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.